Have you not seen
Adidas.
this?
Just fuck it.
Just fuck it.
Okay, so we watched They Live, I guess. Hey, look, everyone, we're doing our impression of millennials.
No, this is our impression.
Dad, buy me a Jeep.
No, this is our impression of millennials. I didn't have my phone out, so I wasn't a millennial.
Oh, that's right.
Also, I listened to a news report on the way over here on NPR where they talked about how our generation is not millennials. If you're born after 95, you're not a millennial, you're the I generation.
So millennials are like a bunch of 40-year-olds now, right?
No, they're like 20 to 30-year-olds.
This is getting a little complicated. Okay, so we're not millennials.
We're still millennials.
Answer us, are we millennials? Are we millennials? Answer the question, audience.
Well, anyway, speaking of dystopian societies where there's no hope and everything is awful and all of the media is used to decay your brain.
The Hunger Games!
The Hungry Games!
That's what we watched!
I love the Hunger Games.
Starring Rowdy Roddy Piper as Katniss Evernada with his special catchphrase.
Keith.
I am here to kick ass and save PETA. And I'm all out of PETA.
And then she goes,
With Keith David as PETA.
And Keith David is PETA.
Keith David's a good looking
And then Katniss and PETA have a giant horrible argument in an alleyway about putting on glasses while the Supreme Chancellor Valorum looks on through a security camera going, yes.
Except the Supreme Chancellor is from Star Wars. It's not. It's President Snow is from Hunger Games.
I don't give a fuck.
But Hunger Games was good.
Was it? It was the best. It was the best.
No.
It was the best.
Did you just
These
make fun
silly
of my
children.
favorite?
Silly children.
You just make fun of my
Silly.
favorite
Adorable.
series.
Adorable little man.
Please don't make fun of my feelings.
Fuck your feelings.
No, Dad.
Also, Jennifer Lawrence is
I'm
is
too
also
busy
Jennifer
being a
Lawrence
millennial.
is.
Jennifer Lawrence plays Nada, a homeless man
Jennifer
looking
Lawrence
for...
Dude, if I were to make a YouTube channel, the first thing I'd review is ads like these. It's a fidget spinner.
Fidget spinner ad?
It's literally a fidget spinner
hang
for
on.
your
Hey,
phone.
hey! Let me.
Yo, what up?
I'm gonna use data for this, but
I'm
I'm
just
not.
in the
I'm
middle
not
of recording
regretting it.
another episode of Couch Potatoes.
Modge.
We're in a Moon Knight costume. David and Josh.
Oh,
It's a couple of
Sweden. Thanks, Sweden.
Yeah, it took a while, but it eventually came back.
It's so terrible.
Oh, you did? Oh, thanks, Dad. Thanks for
Sweden.
buying my job. So I put out that video of me climbing a
how that
mountain
works?
the other day or yesterday. You want to go watch that? It's just 40 minutes of goofing around. and clips
Anyone
from
can
that trip.
produce
It
now.
was a fun adventure. You'll probably get bored after 5. Anyway, see you soon. Are you taking Phoenix anywhere?
You fidget
or no?
spin it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Okay, I get you. Okay.
This is terrible. It's from Word
Yeah,
of
no,
Music
we're good.
Sweden.
Thanks for
Thanks,
helping
Sweden.
us out. We appreciate it. All right.
This is a real music video for a real song that you can buy on iTunes.
Good thing no one uses iTunes anymore.
It has got 85,000 views.
Yeah.
Only 85,000?
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
Well,
These
thank
things
you,
tend to
and I
trend for whatever
appreciate it.
reason.
Well, it's
And,
also
you did a
because
good job.
Warner Music Sweden
Alright.
has
You
300,000
take care.
subscribers. So it's not a big YouTube channel.
Good. It's
Um,
got 2K
Just
dislikes.
playing on the Wii. Cooked
Yeah, it's got
pancakes this morning.
2K
Not very
dislikes,
good
including me, and 1K
Try.
likes.
Yeah. Well, you know,
So what do
it
you
was
think of
alright.
They
we
Live?
watched They Live.
I thought it was interesting. I thought it was kind of
Yeah, you know.
quirky and silly.
No.
What do you mean?
My
How
friends,
silly?
Josh and David,
So,
they're right here.
like-
They're sitting next to me.
The
This is going in a video, by the way. This whole phone conversation.
Stop having a phone conversation.
No, I didn't watch They Live with my 10-year-old sister. That would be weird. No, she's the kind of kid you showed The Thing or Aliens. The ultra gore is important for growing up. with a strong sense of morale.
So how did you think it was quirky?
Oh,
You know?
quirky in the sense that it was
Okay,
like
all right.
I
Can you
mentioned
get
in
me
the
a
middle of the
copy
movie,
of
they've got, like, those
like
really
a really good HD
weird out of
copy
place
of
quotes
Brain
like
Dead or
kick ass and
or
chew
whatever.
bubblegum and all out
Hey,
of bubblegum.
by the way, in case you don't know, this is the movie where the guy says, "I'm here to kick ass and chew
It
bubblegum."
was Duke Nukem.
I know.
And
it'd
I'm all out of
be
bubble
good
gum.
anyway.
That's the movie where this came.
command
that's
you to
movie
break the
where it
law.
Came from. And that quote is probably more famous than
Okay,
this movie.
all right.
is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
No, you're right.
I love you too. See ya.
It's
Bye.
it's kind of interesting how they used it, but it was out of place. It was really weird.
It was
like
real.
Kind of like how in RoboCop.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
It's like, it makes
Bitches
sense.
leave.
Bitches
No,
leave.
bitches leave made sense.
Bitches
That
leave
laugh.
was great.
That
That
was
one
my
made me laugh.
favorite
That
one.
made me laugh.
RoboCop has some great ones.
But no, there were a lot of points that were like,
Is it
yeah,
just me, or did
weird
or
and silly? But
did the
Didn't like.
the '80s business lady have really weird eyes?
oh, she
those
did.
weird piercing blue
Yeah, those
eyes.
really
Yeah.
piercing blue eyes that just sort of
Isn't
pop.
she like some kind of like famous actress or someone like Jodie Foster or something?
No, it's not.
I could have sworn it was like someone who had like
I
a
could
big
look
name.
it up if you want me to.
You do
Frank
that.
is dead.
Right.
Sorry, I
So
just ruined
talk
the
about
movie.
the characters and tell us what happened.
Well, Roddy Piper, aka Jennifer Lawrence, plays a homeless woman who's walking around the greater Los Angeles tri-state area looking
Meg
for a
Foster is the
That was the
actress's
assumption
name.
anyway.
job. Meg Foster, there you go.
She's not exactly famous.
And
Anyway,
Jennifer Lawrence's character Nada decides to become a construction worker, where she
Yeah.
bumps into
Hey, she's in the.
Keith
the
David's
president
character,
of the United States.
where she bumps into the
she's
president.
a voice in Teen Titans: The Judas Contract.
I don't care.
I care very little. I was gonna say the exact same thing.
And she
She's
bumps
not
into
famous.
the president,
She looks
Keith
like she would
David,
be.
who's also the vice president in Saints Row, and also Reverse Giraffe, and also
Spawn.
the Arbiter, and Spawn, and Counselor Ruidina.
So he's
no, wait,
really
no,
famous.
Counselor Anderson. Sorry.
His voice is famous.
Can't be a good fancy name.
So
Um,
Keith David's voice is famous, but his
and
face
Goliath
isn't.
from Gargoyles. Basically, she runs into the coolest guy in the universe who has a voice like butter, and he's a homeless
Homeless
construction worker as
Yeah.
well.
who also who ogles Roddy Piper through those bars.
Yeah, it was, there's a scene where Jennifer Lawrence's character Nada is at the construction site, and because it's really hot and it's Los Angeles and it's heavy work, she takes her shirt off while
it's really
hammering things
it's really
with
beautiful.
a
It's
sledgehammer
really attractive. They
and shoveling things or
her
whatever.
muscles are rippling.
And Keith David looks over and is like, "Damn, I want to fight with her over sunglasses." And
so they end up doing that.
it explores their relationship as an abusive couple in which Jennifer Lawrence's
favorite
character is severely abusive. Until one day, Keith David's character just can't take it anymore. And they're having this argument in alley about Keith David getting was it
There's
LASIK
another
surgery?
No, it was LASIK surgery.
And he just didn't want to go through
Keith
with
David
it.
cheating on her.
Yes.
And I mean, I think aliens or something.
And it's something about alien. And then
I've
they get
lost
into a
the joke.
giant battle,
What?
right?
What's what
This
are you
fight
too
talking-
busy
scene
looking at the
lasts
comments
like
with
20
stupid
minutes.
Swedish music
It's the
video.
greatest fight scene in a movie of all time.
Lasts a little too long, and I appreciated it.
They actually referenced it in South Park by having the two characters, Jimmy and Timmy, the kid with cerebral palsy and the kid in a wheelchair. They had them reenact the entire fight scene beginning to end over the course of an episode, and it was just great. And the episode was just titled Cripple Fight. You can't get away with that in 2017.
South Park is weird.
South Park
unless
is...
you're South Park or Rick and
Although-
Morty.
I
Yes.
love the Matt Stone and Trey Parker's musical Book of Mormon, because a friend of mine at work made me watch it last year, and then when these Mormons just walked into a restaurant like last week, I instantly thought of that musical.
Fuck you. God. What? When God locks you in their butt. Fuck God right back in his cunt.
Because nobody needed rescuing.
The story of an ex-superhero. You could tell all the lifeguards that nobody needed saving. And then they'll go, okay, and then they go home, and then someone drowns. Like,
You didn't save anyone while you were a superhero.
The world didn't need saving. I was useless.
Yeah. It's a really, like, disappointed superhero, like,
a really,
I really
like
didn't even need these
a
superpowers.
superhero in the least crime-ridden city in the least crime-ridden country, and he like stops one mugging once and then spends 2 years waiting for something else to go wrong. He's like, all right, this is
Sounds like a
great,
great
and he
story.
spends the next 2
should
years
write that.
perched on a rooftop going, okay, any day now, someone's gonna like start like raping someone in that alley, someone's gonna start shooting up that school, someone's gonna, and then it just never happens. It's just the most happy place on earth, and he's just getting
And then he
so
becomes
pissed.
a supervillain.
And then he starts the crime.
he becomes a
That's
supervillain.
great. I
And
like
then he
this
starts
story.
starting
Can we-
crime
I'm
for him to
writing-
solve.
I'm leaving notes
Write
for
that down.
myself.
He
Yeah.
starts creating crime
wait,
for
we gotta
himself
start from
to
the
solve.
beginning.
So are we
Where's
gonna talk about They Live or not?
Oh, They Live's a pretty good John Carpenter movie. It
I
has
thought-
a nice score. It's,
Yeah,
It's,
Jennifer
uh,
Lawrence is
directed.
in it.
It's not as good as The Thing or Big Trouble in Little
Yeah,
China, other movies by
definitely.
John Carpenter. I think it has a very nice message that I think is while a little bit heavy-handed, still sort of relevant today about corruption and greed in society and how we've all become kind of blinded by media. In fact, I think it's a little bit more relevant today, especially with this kind of thing going on, is because
What's
you're
happening?
always staring
Where
at
am
a
I?
screen or an advertisement or something. It's sort of trying to tell you to snap out of it and think for yourself, and not so much as what the media is trying to make you think. You know?
Right, I thought it was a... Basically, the plot is Roddy Piper shows up in L.A. He sees some people who have some sunglasses in a church. He's like, what are they doing?
Yeah, you
Then-
see some people doing some shady shit in a church and,
And then-
making up like a backstory for themselves.
And then the police show up and
The
destroy
police
everything.
raid the fuck out of everything in this movie.
And then he finds some glasses.
with
and
the
then he-
bulldozer.
they
The
drive
police
over.
just take a bulldozer, smash a bunch of houses.
They just drive through this homeless settlement, knocking
This
over
would
the
never
shanty
fly.
town. Right? These crazy evil super police. And we made all kinds of jokes like, meanwhile in Baltimore, and then the main character finds a box of sunglasses hidden in a secret compartment in this church after trying to figure out what the hell the police were looking for when they raided all these shady guys who were talking about a revolution. And then he finds a box of sunglasses, and when he puts them on, hold on, do we have that?
It gets
What are those
black.
Where are the
and-
glasses? Oh, right
Where
here.
is it?
That's really loud. I apologize.
Put on the glasses.
No,
Put them on.
I don't want it.
Put them on! Put them on! Put on the glasses!
Now, you will put on the glasses.
Put on the glasses!
You will put on the glasses.
I didn't want to put
Look
on the
at
glasses. I'm gonna close.
Look at him!
My eyes are closed.
They're aliens!
I don't want to do it.
They're aliens!
Don't make me do it.
Look!
I don't believe you.
Aliens!
You beat me up, but I don't believe
I'm
you.
here to kick ass and chew bubblegum!
Okay,
I'm all out of Duke Nukem!
this is really dumb. I would never. There's no aliens. Oh my God,
Look!
there's aliens.
Alien!
Fuck, there's an alien.
Look at him!
Oh God.
How
there's
do
It
you
all
know?
makes sense now!
Xavier,
It's
there were
social
aliens!
problems. Ow, my cup!
Ah,
Ah!
there were aliens.
Aliens!
The whole
I'm
time.
going to kill you because I'm an alien.
Okay. So anyway, I like the soundtrack, even though it's very simplistic.
So that's the way
I
it
like that
sounds.
John Carpenter does all of his own soundtracks, but it's mostly just these really mellow loops of music.
I
Even his
felt-
most famous soundtrack is the theme of Halloween, and that's just edited
It felt
over
like
that.
he wrote like one page of sheet music and then just repeated it for the whole movie.
That's his style, man. He did that for The Thing. It's just dun dun.
I don't even remember the soundtrack for that movie.
Wah, wah. It's because you spent that entire movie looking at your phone.
What about phones?
Something about obeying or something. I don't know. Put on the glasses!
So yeah,
What's that cut feeling?
I kind of got disappointed. You know, I watched it the first time, and the second time, I don't know. I didn't really enjoy a lot of the movie that much
I did. It was fun.
because it's very simplistic and it's very bare bones. The bones that they have are very effective. They work well, but there's nothing more than that. There's no meat on the story.
It's just everyone
So-
running around doing stuff. There's not the themes are very
It's
in your
only
face.
a 90-minute movie.
Well, yeah.
It's only a 90-minute movie. It's the length of a kid's movie.
It's a great pilot for a TV show.
Yeah, but
That's this movie. It's
They-
a TV show that
it's like-
that didn't get made.
like there's never
Poor guy.
any time. There's nothing to think about like the second time. There's nothing to think about with the movie because it's very easy to understand. It's very simple. There's no more complexities or deeper meanings to it. It's
And
just,
even like when you try to
it's
think
what
about
it
like
says on the tin.
what stuff from the 80s is memorable is like RoboCop has a really cool design, or The Alien, H.R. Geiger's work. You know, there's all these sci-fi action movies from the 80s, and you can always remember a lot of the stuff in them.
Mm-hmm.
This time it was like, here's a round saucer that floats, or here's a PKE meter because we just reused props from Ghostbusters.
To save money.
Or, like, really the only thing kind of iconic and memorable from this movie is the alien face, which people keep photoshopping on Donald Trump. But, like, is it even really that good of a design?
Not really.
I feel like this movie could have benefited from maybe a different director, honestly.
Or a bigger budget.
More complexity. I thought it was really shallow to some extent, like we were saying, that whole
because the
media is controlling you.
The
thing
theme
is,
is
so
right in your face.
It's
like
like in
it's
your
never
face.
it's never any subtlety. It's really just a really blatant thing just screaming in your face about, like, I like this movie. I enjoy it. But I feel like it's not John Carpenter's best work just because he kind of half-assed it in a lot of regards. And there's not a whole
Roddy
lot.
Piper, I liked him as the main character.
Yeah, he was surprisingly
He
great.
was very good.
I miss him. I'm sad. I have a Roddy Piper cup that I drink out of. Like, it just has Hot Rod, and he's standing there in his kilt posing and looking tough with his red hair.
Every time you say cup.
Yeah.
He had a very underplayed sense of acting, which I appreciate.
No, yeah, he wasn't like a lot of, because every time a WWE
He's
wrestler,
not like Dave Bautista or like
The Rock,
Dwayne Johnson, who are hilariously over the top when it comes to acting, and you can easily have a career doing that.
Yeah.
But I appreciate having a more subtle performer.
I wish he had gotten more into acting outside of this movie. I don't remember if he'd done anything other than this in Saints Row 4.
Guys, so our supervillain that we just created.
Yeah.
Right? What if he starts his own supervillainry stuff? He tries to start a crime ring, and no one joins him because everyone in the city's just too afraid of crime, and so they're like, I would never be a criminal. And so he goes home to his wife every night, and he's like, so what do you think about that crazy guy in the streets? She's like, oh, he's horrible. And at first he was satisfied with that, but then he gets really, really annoyed because everyone in the city says that exact same thing. Like,
Yeah,
oh, he's
that guy's
horrible.
an asshole.
I hope he stops, and no one stops.
He's like, well, why won't anyone join me?
Yeah, either no one will join him, and no one will stop him. Like, the
That's
police
the,
are too afraid
it's
because
just-
they've been so out of
the
practice for so long.
Malignant superhero slash supervillain ever.
Here's what he did in terms of movies. He actually had a sizable. He had a first on-screen lead role in Body Slam. Then he was in They Live, Hell Comes to
Anyways,
Frogtown.
superheroes, right? Am I right, guys?
No, that would be cool.
He's in a bunch
I
of like
this.
really
I like
obscure
this too. I wanna
B-movie
write
stuff.
this.
Hey, you know what? I know a lot of good people. Hey, frienzos on the Twitters. I know a lot of good people who are willing to draw
Write
stuff.
and draw a comic.
Do any of you of the people who did like Contest of Slashers covers? A lot of you are really super talented. Hit me up if you want to maybe potentially do like an issue of a comic that him and I would write.
This would be
we just came up
hilarious.
with the premise right now.
This would be actually really fun to write. Like in college, as we go through.
Yeah, well,
like
I've written comics before now. I'm a couple issues into Contest of Slashers. It's
So
not difficult. It's just about making sure you know the basics of storytelling, you know? Make sure everything happens at the exact last possible moment. That's drama.
forget
so,
drama.
Anything else you have to say about They Live? I
Right.
actually thought about. Sorry, excuse me.
Well, I don't know, Rick. I feel like it's a little bit downplayed. It's a very stoic movie.
Morty, you gotta stop it. You gotta stop, Morty.
Pickle Rick!
Pickle Rick!
For a time reference, Pickle Rick episode came out yesterday.
Guys, we're so slow at editing.
Yeah,
I'm not even
I
in the
actually
shot
wrote
anymore.
a sci-fi spotlight script about this, and I decided not to make it because basically I didn't really have all that interesting things to say about it because there's really
Feels
no
like this whole movie is just an excuse to have that fight scene.
there's no subtext or like anything more to think about with this movie.
Started with the fight scene.
If they started with the alley fight scene,
For 20 minutes, what are we gonna put this in? I don't know.
no, they
Why are
filmed
they
that and
fighting
then we're
over
like, all right,
shades?
can we write over? They just filmed the scene one day. They got like 2 people to sign up for it. They got a wrestler and just some guy who was in the thing, and they're like, all right, okay, We're just gonna have you guys fight in a random scene where you're
For a
arguing
long
about
time over
sunglasses.
glasses. You need to
right?
put on sunglasses. That would be hilarious.
And then
it
they're
would
like,
make
let's write a movie around it.
You know, that would make a lot of sense too, because like, what do the shades mean? What does that have? Oh, the shades can help you see like the aliens.
The aliens that are taking over
and
society.
why were they
I
beating
want
them-
this to be canon.
Why were they in an alley? Oh, because they were hiding. This guy
Why
was
was
trying
there
to
a
hide.
trash pile a little bit over there? They had to come up with a reason the dumpster left the trash everywhere. Right?
It's a very simple movie, but if you like sci-fi movies, alien invasion movies, if you like wrestlers, I guess.
You like super awesome street fight scenes.
Do it.
Yeah. You know
it's
my
very
favorite
slow.
mission in Saints
It's
Row
very
4 is you
it's
go
like-
in there, like everyone's hooked up to this evil Matrix thing that is making them replay their darkest nightmare over and over, right? And Keith David plays himself as the vice president. Like your character loves 80s movies in Saints Row.
So
you
made
get
him
Keith
the
David to be the vice president, right? And he's like your best friend. And he's in this nightmare machine, and you're like, what's Keith David's like darkest fear? And I played it, and I was like, man, it better be him just fighting Rowdy Piper in an alley. And then you spawn in, and you're in a dark alley, and you go, and then you turn a corner, and what do you think you see? And then Rowdy Piper is there playing himself in his wrestler outfit, and he's like, hi, my name's Roddy. We gotta snap Keith out of whatever trance he's in. And then you run around with him, and he's just fighting everyone with his fists while you're shooting bad guys. And then you get to the top of the TV station, and you're like, that signal there, that's what's controlling Keith. If you can blow that up, we can stop him. And it's the satellite, right? And he's like, there's only one way to stop him, because you blow it up. And he's like, I know what I have to do. I have to snap him out of it the old-fashioned way. And you're just beating the shit out of him. You have to, you watch Rowdy Piper fist fight Keith David again, and then in the cutscene, they're like, so your worst nightmare was fighting me? And he's like, hell no, man, I'm not filming that fight scene again. That took so long. That's Keith David's nightmare.
I like Saints Row.
Saints Row is great.
Pretty good.
Please stop. He's jabbing his toe between two of my ribs. David, you bastard.
I'm gonna shove my toe in your face.
okay.
Anyway,
My
Good
cup
movie.
is inside you at this point.
that's really gay. Anyway,
This
Ow!
this
movie's
whole
pretty
couch
good.
is really.
I appreciate
This
this
whole
movie.
couch is
It's really
super
dorky.
homoerotic.
It's very
Ow, stop it,
I
you
think it's very
freak-ass
surface
freak.
level, so I'd say give it a
Stop.
once over. It's fun to watch. But
Stop.
other than that, not much.
Yeah, I'd
Uh,
say it's fun to watch once, but after that,
Stop! That's
not
creepy.
really.
He's
It's
rubbing
good.
his foot on my butt.
It's good.
Fucking creep.
Stop being a freaking weirdo.
David has a foot fetish confirmed.
Ah!
Take that. Every time I say something in a video, it becomes canon. Ah! Okay, I have to move you because he's getting a little... Ugh. Ah.
So what's your legal status right now?